Alright, hey guys, ASMG here. So I'm joined by a special guest. We got Noctis, a good friend of mine that I met through Bleach Brave Souls. He's also in my guild and in the Discord. And we're here to talk about Bleach Brave Souls, both the present and the future. So Noctis, I want to ask you, what do you think about the current state of the game?
I guess for me, the current state of the game is it's kind of divided. You have the dedicated player base, and then you have the casual player base. And with the casual player base, there's this everlasting divide between the two, where you have fewer ways to earn orbs for the deadies without paying money, and then for the casuals, obviously they almost have an unlimited amount if they're not constantly grinding characters, grinding quests, whatever it may be. And I think with the current state, I think it's not in a too terrible of a place, but it obviously needs some addressing and moving forward, because for me, someone who's played for over 2 years, I've kind of lost the will to want to play it every day like I used to. I mean, I'll still play it, but the ground to meet between the two, the casual and the hardcore players.
Do you reckon it was the inheritance zone? Because I know many people, they kind of got salty about the inheritance zone. That was too much of a grind, and that's what turned them off the game.
Yeah, getting link slots and droplets are also, I think, one of the hardest and most agitating ways to grind for what you want. Like, if you want the higher stats, get your attack or spiritual pressure over 2,000, you're going to have to put in probably 20 to 25 gameplay hours to get there. And not everyone's just going to constantly want to be sitting there action playing it. And most people want Retsus or like the strongest possible character they can have. Grind on auto while I'll just play Fortnite or read a book, whatever it is.
Do you think it would have been better if they added like an item where you can get half those potions back from an old character? Would you think that would have made people happier? Because it is a massive grind. It's like, what, 2,250 potions for 10, 10, 10?
Oh yeah. And I mean, this will go into something we talk about here in a little bit too, but even having a duplicate, like I got to dupe Dangai Ichigo out of that 5-star ticket this month, and just break him, get 50 blue link slot potions. Boom, I'd be happy. That's something to use dupes, because I have more Dangai Ichigos than I know what to do with. That would be a pretty good way to kind of release part of the grind, or add, like in PvP, if you get on a win streak, hey, you get 5 wins in a row. It's like a random chest roll when you do your guild quests. You could get 5 potions of any color, 10 droplets, what have you. Stuff like that would, I think, help the grind a little bit more and keep players more dedicated on doing various activities than waiting once a month to do those.
I actually like that idea where you can break your character into, I wouldn't say more than 50 potions, because I think that's the better option, because obviously a dupe makes you depressed.
Right, if it's like a 5-star, it's like a fully ascended 6-star that I have no use for anymore. Like, I can't even use them as Link because, if I'm running them on my Broken in PvP, I'm going to use 25 Natty Sheen over 20 Nad Dangai just because of the stat bonus, and that extra 5% is going to carry you a long way.
I 100% agree there, 100%. But how much would you say is like the right amount? I'd probably say 100 potions per character, or 150, depending on, like you said, the second effect. Sorry, the
just kind of cut it back. I know how when you go from level 1 to 5, it's only like 50 potions, and then after that it increases. Why not just keep it the same so it's not, because I think when it first initially came out, I had it under the impression that you only needed to grind 500 potions to get a 10 out of 10, at least one link slot, but it's pretty damn close to 1,000, I think.
Yeah, it's a massive grind. It's what, 750? Yeah, 750 for one.
Yeah, 750. Yep.
Yeah, I think that's what turned off most people from the game.
Yeah. But, like I said, it kind of divided between the casuals and the hardcore players. I think we need to try to, well, not we, but the game needs to try to meld those two groups back together.
Yeah, and I think another thing that might be affecting people's impression of the game is the way the game rewards you. Like, we didn't need 3,000 coins for, the guild quest. I think, some of the rewards are just coins, like,
remove that.
Yeah, we're ever flooded with coins.
Like,
I have 125 million doing nothing.
Yeah, I have like 45 million. I was doing a ton of accessory fusions. Yeah, it's nice that you get the discount from like the guild. The higher guild gets, you get more damage and whatever. But you know, implement new ways to get coins. Like, hey, you drop 1 million coins. Here's a 25 pack of spirit orbs or something. And it's like they do with the Brave Battle stuff when you exchange your medals. Limit it per month, so you can only do it like 5 times. Let's say 125 orbs. That's just more ways to get players to want to grind the coins and grind the game more. Kind of just, you know, you don't have to sit there and play it all day every day, but you have more of a reason to want to play.
Yeah, I think for like vets like us, where the only way we can, you know, get orbs is basically new events and just new characters.
Yeah,
Because I've maxed like every character, so it's really hard to get orbs, and some people don't want to pay money. Like, and I can understand that,
right.
Obviously.
I'm not gonna spend 80 bones, like $80 US, to get 2 multis and what, 3 singles
Yeah,
on a 6% or 3% chance.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good chance you won't get an actual 5-star either.
Right. When Full Bring Ichigo came out, I spent almost 10,000 orbs and did not get him, and that was across 1 account.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. But where do you see the game going after, you know, round 4 is done? Both movies are done. Like, where do you see the game going after that? Because I think the manga and the movies, especially the manga characters, they are the peak of Bleach Brave Souls. Like, that's where most people join. That's where we get like a 31 to 32 million downloads.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you see the game going after that?
So I think after the 4th round and after the 3rd and 4th movie set characters, I think it's a tough one, but I think they're obviously going to release more manga characters, like the manga versions of the 13 Court Guard squads. But, you know, we still don't have a direct yes or no to if Quincy's will ever be a thing. I mean, obviously there's the development part of it, getting the voice actors and the art animation right. And, you know, maybe Kubo could have a hand in that just because it was his vision, and Bleach Brave Souls adapted this version of it. But I could see, you know, just re-release the older Espadas, like a new Noitora, Grinchao, Ukiura, Halibel, all that. You know, obviously, we'll always have new seasonal characters coming out every 3 months. But I could just see it being honestly the same. Like, maybe at the 3-year mark, we'll see, like, a new way to ascend your character, like we talked about earlier, 7 stars, or, you know, being able to add like 50 attack to some of the older characters to make them more relevant, and only spamming Unohanas for autoing stuff. And, you know, you could pull out the old Dangai Ichigo and he'd be more relevant instead of falling off 6 months after his release.
Yeah, I think, yeah, I 100% agree there. Like, if they release a new character, just give him like plus 50 attack if it's a, you know, 7-star ascending. But if you're sending an old character, let's say OG Kenpachi, the red one, give him like 100 attack or 150, depending on how old they are. I think that, you know, rebalances the whole game.
Because I don't think his attack at 6-star even exceeds 600. And you think about it, like the new version of Rukia, the manga one, she has 650 attack. Just about. She's an SP character.
There you go, yeah.
So it's just little subtle things like that where, you know, even if they take older characters, you know, like they just select the first 5, like OG Aizen, the Mind one, Bankai Ichigo, the original one, and just start like, you know, hey, there's some of these characters only have 3 skills, so let's, you know, make it 5 to 6 depending on what they give. It's Flurry or Frenzy, Debilitator, Weakening, whatever it may be. And just slowly release those, like, hey, at the end of every, like, you know, when the new banners drop at the end of the month, have, like, new 5 characters that are updated. Automatically, it should be updated if you own them. You don't have to, like, regrind.
Yeah,
but,
similar to the 6 stars when they
stuff like that. Like, I'd throw my OG Segunda Tapu Ukiura out again. Like, I still love to use him. He's a ton of fun, but he just... Why use him when Retsu can do it in 3 minutes faster, kind of thing?
Yeah, 100% agree. It's all about efficiency these days.
When it comes to gaming, I think the most important aspect is your time. Like, you're going to be sitting there grinding, and what is it all for at the end of the day? Like, do I want to spend 4 hours trying to get 1 link slot, or do I want to spend 20 a few characters apart that I have nothing to do with anyway, and make that grind a whole hell of a lot less, so I can sit there and play co-ops with my buddies, guild or what have you, or do PvP.
Yeah,
That's another thing we're gonna have to talk about, is how they're gonna rework PvP.
Yeah, I think when they do make 7 stars, the idea behind 7 stars should be to rebalance the whole game. Like 6 stars, it wasn't really to rebalance the whole game. It was just like a massive power creep, and that's it. Like there was no foundation behind it besides power creep. But I had another idea. I just thought of this now. Would you be interested if they made, like a whole different new story for Bleach, similar to like Dragon Ball Legends, where you got new characters, a whole new storyline? Would you be happy if, Kubo made a whole new story, new characters, and they threw into just Bleach Brave Souls, like an exclusive thing?
I think that would draw some attention, because, you could have the end of the manga. Spoiler alert, just for anyone who hasn't read the manga. If you haven't read the manga by now, I think, you need to get on that. But at the end of it, when you have, like, Rukia and Renji's kid, and then Orihime and Ichigo's kid, like, make them 15 years older. And then a version of them, like an element of like Rukia's, Soreno Shirayuki, and then you have Renji's,
Zabimaru.
Zabimaru. You're right, and then it's like an ice serpent. Like that'll be kind of the element. So anytime you use your special, it'll be like you could have the mouth closing like on the 1,000-Year Blood War version of Renji, and just like a massive permafrost just splatter all over the screen. Even if like effect like that, there's possibilities beyond belief if you open that door, and I think that definitely would draw me in. It would keep me there.
I think it would keep it would even bring in people that watch Bleach but don't actually play the game. Like they want to know more, more lore about the story.
Yeah,
especially like new characters and stuff.
You just brought that up. That's even something they could do, is like, if why not, instead of like you have the storyline, why not there be like a little excerpt, you can click on it and it'll take you straight to a website through your phone, or if you play on PC, where if you haven't read it, or if you don't know the backstory on these certain characters, it's a little summary, like explaining Yachiro to Kenpachi. Even in the manga, like that wasn't really explained, why if Yachiro was a manifested version of Kenpachi's soul, why was everyone else able to see it when it was supposed to be his Bankai? That's another element. Stuff like that would obviously be addressed. If they added those small details, I'd be on the game more just to read it, and then, oh hey, I found that interesting. Let's throw Kendo Kenpachi up in my squad, and we'll do auto something for point events or what have you. Like even then, I think it's just always bringing them into the player's mind about like, these characters are special. They should feel powerful. They should replicate what they were in the anime and manga into the game. I think that's kind of the line they need to toe. You can't be releasing Yachiro, who's stronger than one of the strongest captains in all the 13 guard squads, being Byakuya, like 1,000-Year Blood War Byakuya. I will not get over it until they uncuck him. My favorite captain gets cooked the hardest on every banner except his tag team one. That's the best version. That's the best version of him, just because he has Frenzy. But yeah.
I remember seeing that on Reddit. Frenzy or Riot.
I signed that damn petition too.
But nothing happened, unfortunately.
No, it's not like they care. They're still making millions of dollars every week.
Yeah, I think like if they added a whole new story and it brings in a whole new crowd of just people, like it increases revenue, but also increases the download and popularity of the game.
Yeah, you're right. And I'd like to see like, I'm on YouTube quite a bit, and I always get like the Final Fantasy 15 ad, like the mobile game you can get. Bleach Brave Soul ad, that was on Instagram, of all places, in Instagram.
No, I saw my one on Facebook.
I haven't, but I know Facebook it'll import like stuff you're interested in discussion, stuff you look up, and it'll show that up in your suggested, or they'll have ads up. But yeah, just better ways to promote the game, like One Piece and My Hero, two great shows and mangas. If you're not interested, they're really great. But this is a Bleach thing. I'm not going to go into that. But like, I see, fighter games coming out for both those. pretty soon. I think one within the year, and then a One Piece game comes out in 2020. But nothing's ever discussed about Bleach. I don't know if it's like no one cares about Bleach. That's obviously not true, because you got people like James Hansen, people like us, who are very passionate about wanting to see something more than a live action movie, or wanting to see something more than something on a phone. Like, I want to see the anime. I want to see the story elements, the gaps that we have unanswered questions about. I want to see that get filled, and maybe Bleach Brave Souls could do that too. Like I said, bring in Tide Kubo, have him explain kind of what he was doing, or his thought process through it all. Add those implements into the game, and I don't know, you could have, how when you get a character, it'll be like, I will protect you at the bottom. And then if you go click on them in the gallery, there'll be a little excerpt at the bottom. Add some more depth to that. So I'm sitting there reading through and getting more lore on the characters. That would be something interesting too. I would like to see that in the game. I don't think everyone stands on that with me, but I think it would be cool. It'd keep me interested anyway.
Yeah, add a little GIF, when he says that quote as well. Gives a little, background knowledge.
Yeah. But yeah, we discussed it.
I think another idea they could do would be tag team characters, like tag team Espadas or tag team, whatever, or even in the form of yin and yang, where
absolutely
your third strong attack, transforms you into the other character. But I feel like they should refresh the cooldowns. In the original video of yin and yang, that used to happen, where if you switch to yin or yang, whatever, your first strong attack and your second strong attack would have no cooldown, reset. I think they should just leave that. I don't know why they fixed it.
Right.
Because
I agree with you. I have her side account, but I don't use her. I use her as a link. But yeah, I didn't know that. They should revert that. I don't know why they change it. It's not like it breaks her in anything, except PvP maybe, but who's going to use Yin and Yang in PvP over like a Noitora?
Yeah, because I feel like the tag team characters, their special thing is, double killers. Why not have the other form of tag team, or whatever you want to call it, be the cooldown reset, so they have technically 4 strong attacks?
Right. And depending on who you land on, change the special too. Like, I don't know. I think Yin and Yang special just does the same thing flat out, right? It doesn't matter if in the Yin or Yang version, it just still does the same effect. Like,
same thing.
Have the fire one burn, paralyze. Just throw Debilitator on there. It does no harm.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
But, Tag Team Espadas brought that up. That's a really interesting thing. So would you mean, like, if we had, like, a Tag Team Holly Bell, she's got her the Fracciones behind her, something like that?
Yeah, one of them.
Right, yeah, okay. Or, like, Noitora and then, God, what's his name? The dude can... Tesla.
Oh, yeah,
like
Tesla,
you can do a tag team version of them. That would be.
And I think
the possibilities are endless, really.
Yeah, I think it also kind of rebalances the game in the sense that the Sparta Killer is basically useless in the game currently. And if we see obviously more Spartans in PvP, then the Sparta Killer value goes up, and then you'll see more characters popping out. Because currently it's Green Yama and then the 1,000-year Blood War Ichigo. I see more Yamas because of the Captain Killer than the actual Ichigo, because he's got a Spider Killer, despite both of them having Flurry.
Well, that and he has Poise, let's be real. That's like the most OP thing you want in PvP. But you're right, even I haven't ran across a 1,000-year Blood War Ichigo in a while. I mean, I'm 8th seat, so I can like just throw White Zangetsu up there and basically 1v3 any other teams that aren't just the people like me who just don't care about PvP anymore and don't care what seat they're in. But yeah, I think you bring that up, like the Spada Killer is useless. Maybe they should change and just take that out entirely. I mean, the way I see it is there aren't enough LP Espadas. And when you're doing stuff like Guild Quest, where like the first 5 stages you basically can one-shot them with your special anyway, it doesn't do anything really that you can't do before. Even if you had Hollow Killer or Ronkar Killer, it's going to be more useful and the PvE version than it would in the PvP, where Espada I see shines more. The only two Espadas I ever see in PvP is Barrigan and Noitora. I couldn't tell you the last time I've seen anyone else.
Yeah, really. I think
sometimes Grimjow, but Grimjow's not a NAD-based character.
No, he's more of a
neither is that Barrigan. I'm talking about the mind one, not the
red
power. Yeah.
No, but I think,
and dodge rate is one thing that I think they really need to address or do something about. Is since VR runs the game now, with dodge rate, have everyone who has 1% up to 15, so you can have a max of 60% dodge rate. It's still kind of like having damage reduction, but I never see anyone run dodge rate. Not anymore, not since Power Bearing and been out of the meta for the past year.
Yeah, and then they only released 115 dodge character who was Suzumabachi.
Suzumabachi, yep.
Yeah, and I think they need to address Onohana as well. Onohana is a massive issue with people that don't have her.
Because I know the game's pay to win. It's free to play, but the game definitely is pay to win. And Unohana is a perfect, because if you don't have her, why are you even doing PvP? It's not going to be a good experience for you, unless you're in the lower seats. But if you're in 5th through head captain, that's all you're going to see are the same 6 characters, all 10 out of 10, all gold chappies and people who spent thousands of dollars to get it. And then another thing is, if you do that, you cannot ever complain when they release another character like Retsu. If you're dumping money constantly into the game, you can't complain when they release a character like Retsu, because that's honestly, you were asking for it. You fed them money so they could get more money out of it. That's another aspect, as I think the price of orbs, I'd be more inclined to buy them besides just the tickets if they were definitely a lot cheaper, because 2 multis and 3 singles is not worth 80 of my dollars. I could just buy a brand new video game if I wanted to, like the new God of War or something. I'd rather do that than 2 multis.
Yeah, 100%. I think they should do something like Dokkan. I haven't played Dokkan in a while, but sometimes every now and then they do specials. I think it was for me, it's $6 AUD for, I think it was 50 stones. And that's basically 1 multi in Dokkan. So $6 for 1 multi is not bad.
No, that's... Hell, $24, that's 1,000 spirit orbs if you look at it that way.
Oh, but it's one of those things where you can only buy once, but they do every, I think, 2-3 months. Why not, Bleach does that as well? I'm pretty sure many people would buy it.
I'd spend more than just the $4 character packs, or if I wanted to buy Kendo Kenpachi this month, I'd drop in 24 bones on that and getting 171 spirit orbs, or plus 125 if I don't already have them.
Yeah.
But you're right. I think that would be incredible if they did something like that. And it would make them more money off the casual players than the deadies anyway.
Yeah, I think there's more, more casual players, because I think regardless of casual players buying it, the vets will also buy it as well. You know what I mean? So you're getting both groups to buy it. But yeah, I think they should make a non-manga, non-seasonal counter to Retsu. And I think the only way they could do that is an Espada, because you don't want another captain versing Onohana. It's not going to work. Aoyama doesn't really work. No,
because you're basically going to be sitting in a circle you're never going to get out of. It's an endless loop of just constantly addressing the same issue we were just talking about. We need more Espadas, or more relevant things to do with Espadas. Or take the killer away. And take, it's frustrating. It is, because when I saw that at Fullbring, the 1,000-Year Blood where Ichigo had Espada, I still wanted him, but I didn't. I wanted Renji or Rukia more, because they'd be more useful.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
They need to figure something out for Espadas, and even Arankas. Why not? Get the Fractions and Tesla, because we don't have a 5-star Tesla either.
Yeah, you got stuff like Neela Rose and them that, why not? Even, I'm not saying do it, because they're not, but even if you took the Espadas away and just made them all Arankars, it wouldn't make them on the same level, but it would be more useful to have the Arankar killer than the Espada killer.
Or even the Fullbrings. The Fullbrings can be a counter to Onohana, because they have no actual killer disadvantage.
True. The humans, the Quincy's, if we ever get that too.
Yeah.
I think if we do actually get one Quincy, since we're still talking about the future and releases and whatnot, I think the only Quincy we might see is Yuha Bach. I think that's the only
I really
one.
want Askin as well.
You and me both, brother. You and me both, but...
Yeah, I think we only get that until the anime returns. That's if it returns as well. Hopefully it does.
Yeah, we still the summer is gonna be huge for the future of Bleach, I think. Recently there was that thing on Twitter. It was the same company that made DBZ Fighters.
Oh yeah, Arc Systems.
Or Dragon Ball Fighters, sorry.
Yeah, the Arc Systems.
Yep. They had that poll. I think Bleach was second on it last time I saw.
Yeah, me too. JoJo's was first.
Yep. On that poll, I voted for Yu Yu Hakusho and Bleach, just because the other ones, all the stuff in that list are gonna have games eventually, because they're still mainstream.
Yeah. Naruto already has games, One Piece already has games, Dragon Ball already has games. Although I'd like to see a Hunter x Hunter game, to be honest. I really like Hunter x Hunter.
That would be cool.
But yeah, also I think co-op should be revamped, honestly, because no one does those the stories on the bottom. I honestly forgot what they're called, the 13 and the Aranka challenge.
The visor attacks or whatever it is, the level 10 to 40 recommended. It's like, the newer... Back when the game first released, that was more viable, because when you would do your accessory or fusion trial run, you'd only get like a 1-star accessory out of it. They didn't have power hearts back then. Yeah. So you'd want to do the other one, and that actually, the other one chances at accessories and whatnot. So if you had your books and powders, which were a lot harder to get back in the day, you would just want to do those 10 to 40. Obviously, level 40 one's going to give you the best rates, but that was the only time it was viable. Then after that buff, where they increased powder rates and implemented the hearts, I've never joined one. I haven't seen anyone post it in a co-op quest when you join a random quest or anything. What would you want to see them do with it, though? If they kept those in the game but increased the power, what items or what rewards would you want to see them give you?
Well, I'd like to see a harder mode, more of a challenge, you know what I mean? But also, in terms of the rewards, don't just make it hard, make it random powder color, books color, and if you're lucky, just
maybe inherent, slot potion too, if that challenge.
Yeah, even if they give like 1 or 2, but on a very low percentage drop, that'd be pretty cool as well, because you got that 5-star tickets at once thing.
Or hell, even think about this. You could have a co-op challenge, they could call it, where you have the movie summons coming up, memories, or not, first I think are the last 2 that need covered. But you could throw up a co-op quest, and it's at a month at a time, and it just recycles between, if it's a movie or if it's a story to the main arc of Bleach. It could be it's a 10-minute trial roughly, where you have to go and rescue Senna and then bring her back. But on the way back, you're fighting not the same ads, but the enemies are reappearing to try to stop you, because it would make it feel more authentic. It would make it feel wow, I actually have to get this done. I want my reward, and I want to have that satisfaction of actually feeling instead of just running through a room, kill the boss, and then wait 10 seconds and do it all over again. You can add different small elements like that to keep people interested. That would be neat.
Or even different pathways, you'll tell me off the mic.
Yeah. Where if, you go through they do in Guild Quest, you go through the first room, and then you got one to the left and one to the right. And if you go to the right, it's a freeze room with Ruki in it. If you go to the left, it's a Genryusai room, fire everywhere. You better make sure you have fire reduction if you're going down that path. Otherwise, your chances of coming out alive without spending orbs or the revival candles pretty slim. But yeah, implementing stuff like that just to keep me interested, so I'm not just doing the same cookie-cutter path every time I do a quest or try to grind through a new event that comes up to get the orbs and the character. And one thing, since I brought that up, one thing I'm really tired of is when they release events like that and just use recycled old characters from like the first release of the game, like
Yeah.
a soy phone, a 4-star power soy phone that I've had done for 2 years. I get another one now for no reason, right? That's not useful to me. It's more useful to newer players. See, that's what I mean by that divide between the casuals and the dedicated players.
Yeah, and
Line to meld, but if they want this game to succeed and be alive for the next 2 to 3 years, they're gonna have to address it.
I think they can even add like a similar thing to the guild quest where you can use certain characters for those revamped stages.
Yeah, like where they have
weekly or
bonus. They have bonus attributes or bonus stats.
No, not even a bonus attribute. Just like add, like what is it? They give you 12 characters or 10.
Right,
for the guild quest.
But that's what I meant by bonus attributes, like how they do it when it's a power run and you need to use speed characters. That's what I mean. Like have variety, so it's not just one color. You can use White Zangetsu or Tag Team Koga in the same quest, and it's not going to affect you any. You're not going to be hindering yourself.
Yeah, and I think if they give out soul potions, it would be a good way for people to stop complaining. Unless, like they said, we can transfer from one character to another, or we can recycle dupes. I think those three are probably the best options that we got at the moment.
Yeah, like you know how they have captains or Obi, you could have like just a little item where you ascend that item per color, but it gives you the same benefits as the link slots, but maybe less. Like, obviously, you don't want to have 20% of the stats of the 3 different characters you're using, if that makes sense. So it's 60%, whereas with the link slots, it's I think 20% per one. I could be wrong on the math there. I'm winging it because I don't need one character 10 10 10. That's how unmotivated I am to sit there and grind potions. I have several characters with progress, but I don't have anyone done.
Honestly, I think I have 3 characters that are 10 10 10. I only have 3.
3?
Yeah.
Who's your 3?
I have Bonkan, Blue Kenny, Onahana. That's all I can think of at the moment.
I see you're very with the Kanpachis.
Yeah. I love my flurry characters.
Yes. Whereas I love my frenzy characters just because I like the elements of like, you know, I feel more powerful when I'm bursting people down with my strong attacks than I am just hitting them with nads. Don't get it twisted. I love my flurry characters too. But I don't know what it is about frenzy, but it gets me hyped up. Frenzy and strong attack cooldown. My dream.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, I consider myself, you know, a player who puts a lot of hours into this game, like, daily.
Right.
But as you can tell, I only have 3 that are full 10, 10, 10. You know what I mean? Like, it's too much of a grind.
It is. And I get why they put it there, to artificially increase players' playtime.
But they also
on paper,
frustration.
It looks good, but for us, it's frustrating. Because when I want to watch it, like when a new character comes out, I'm like, I want to see how they perform 10, 10, 10 with 170% SP, or not, 176% attack, or whatever max SP can be these days.
Yeah.
I want to be able to see that without, you know, watching someone who pays and plays nonstop. I'd rather just tangible for me, so I could do it, where I don't have to watch someone else do it, where I get envious of like, well, I'm not going to do it because I'm not going to spend 8 hours straight grinding for one slot.
No, I'm
not going to sit there and dump $700 to get the one version of a character that's going to disappear when the game disappears. Like, to me, you know, you're allowed to spend your money however you want, but like, to me, that just doesn't seem very rewarding.
You know, I have a rule for myself. If I can't auto the inheritance zone, I just won't do it. I'll just do it once for the orbs and that's it. That's really? How I function lately. Because it's too much of a grind.
And doing it with co-op, it's ideal to do it with 4 people, but then you're also increasing the difficulty about 5-fold.
Yeah, I think it's a mobile game, man. You're gonna expect some lag as well, and that's when you die.
Yep.
Like, I know they bring up the candles recently, and they got in the point event and the logging bonuses, but I think it should be a more frequent item, to be honest.
Yeah, like hell, even if they them co-op things we were discussing, throw those in the loot pool. throw those in the loot pool for guild quests and take away coins, because at this point, like we discussed, there's nothing to do with 4 million coins. I couldn't spend that in a month on this game if I wanted to at this point. I don't have enough characters to max out crystals and whatnot. I don't have enough characters to, or not characters, but accessories to do that either.
Yeah, and if someone has 200 candles, for example, like if the item was that frequent, I can see people ordering Inheritance Zone. Even if they die, they can just use their candle. You know what I mean? That's another way you can farm Inheritance Zone.
No big deal. Like that would make it easier for everyone.
Yeah, exactly. And people are gonna sit back, look at their phone every 2 minutes to see if they did it or if they died, and just press OK to continue. It's as simple as that. I think that's the way they can fix Inheritance Zone, if they make the candle even more frequent.
Or even how they have the use 5 soul tickets thing. So like stuff like Inheritance Zone, just like instead of use 5 tickets, just have something there like auto use candle. You know what I'm saying? So like if you're on, it won't spend your orbs, it'll just spend your candle without you needing to hard reset it. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that'd be a cool feature as well. Like I wouldn't mind that either.
I mean, that's a simple thing, but it'd be great. It'd be so useful. Like if I'm in Fortnite or something, I'm autoing potions for Zangetsu or something. Boom! I can just throw it on auto. Wait till the quest is done. Throw it on auto again. It would take less of the frustration out for me. I could see that happening for a lot of other people as well. I think, it's the small things about the game that I appreciate the most.
Yeah, I think another thing that could help is if they do for example, the 30th anniversary, they allow Inheritance Zone, raids, and whatnot to use 5 tickets for a week. I think people would then be like, okay, I will grind within these two, or within this period, because I can use 5 tickets at once.
Right.
Like have special moments or times where you can use the 5 tickets at once for raids, Droplet Zone, Inheritance Zone.
Maybe just once a week on that specific raid. You know what I'm saying? So like if I need raid and I do the co-op, I just use the spend 5 tickets, but I'm not allowed to do that again on any other, because I wouldn't mind doing it solo. I can auto any raid solo that doesn't have an element to it, like burn or weaken or poison.
Yeah.
But doing that with co-op, it would make it more rewarding, but you can't auto it. Like, the last thing when it comes to the core mechanic of the game is co-op, and we addressed how to fix those useless quests. But the other thing is ever since auto came out for co-op, it's harder to find people who won't sit there and rage, start it in 30 seconds, because them waiting 30 seconds to be able to hit auto or have it auto is, I guess, first world problems. But there's just so many frustrating elements of co-op where I just don't do it unless someone posts something in the guild quest, or if I'm trying to re-roll 30% attack on something, I need an orange book, I'm going to go do the orange fusion run. I'm going to get my book, and then I'm never going to co-op again unless I need to do my dailies or my weekly quests.
Yeah, I just don't for the dailies, to be honest.
Exactly, yeah. You get them 5 orbs every day, and that does add up. That's 101. Wait.
It's about 60 orbs a month you do every day, I think.
No, it's 150 orbs a month they give you for free for completing the dailies. Because even if it's a 30-day month, you take 5 times 30. 150.
Yeah, I don't know. I divide it for some reason. But yeah.
They give you orbs, but they don't give you enough orbs to keep you interested. Because whereas I only had 750 orbs at the end of the month to summon for Ichigo, I don't have anything else to do. I'd either spend money or I'll go without. And obviously you're going to have to compromise, or if you can live without.
Yeah, you're on the same boat as me as well. Yeah.
It's just I don't want to sit there and look at 4,000 spirit orbs and then see a banner with a 3% chance where I'm probably going to have to spend half, if not all, to get it unless my luck's on my side. Whereas lately, singles for me have been the way to go.
Nah, but, I'm a multi guy.
I think, right, but I think they also need to do something different with multis. And guarantee 1 5-star per multi wouldn't be... the first multi like on every new banner, that wouldn't be very detrimental to the game because it's Bleach Brave Souls Dupe Edition lately for me, where I've got the last new character I got was Rukia, and the last new character I got before that was Retsu Unohana and White Zangetsu.
Yeah.
That's the 3-month gap right there, and that's pretty sad.
I think another thing they could do, and they haven't done this for a while, is add 4 stars to the mix. Because they haven't done that in a while, but don't add 1. Add like 3 or 4, even if it's just like an attribute chain. Just add it for the orbs, you know what I mean?
Is it that hard? Like, the last new 4-star they made was when they released the Fullbring Ichigo banner, and that was the 4-star Chad. I couldn't tell you the last 4-star they made specifically for a banner.
Yeah, or even 3 stars. Like, we haven't got a new 3-star in a long time.
It's all 2 stars and 4 stars. Like, that's the only thing you can get out of events anymore.
Yeah, like 3 stars. Like, I just add a bunch of them just randomly because 25 orbs, it adds. Because you might do a multi, you get like 4 or 5 new 3 stars, and that's like 120 orbs, 125 orbs.
Right? And, I'm not asking for everything to be the way I want it to be when it comes to the orb compensation thing. But, like, when they have server issues or, like, when they have issues that affect, like, when the PvP thing, I think for, like, 2 years, if you did PvP, it would use your ticket and then it would crash. You'd get no points, you'd lose your streak, it's whatever. And that went on for, like, 2 years, and the compensation we got for that was, like, some tickets and 5 spirit orbs. Like, are you kidding me? I've spent thousands of orbs on Brave Battles in the past 2 years just because of grinding up to... I've never gotten past, not Lieutenant, but Captain League. I've never been head captain, but I've been up to Captain League, and you have to spend orbs when you get up there. You don't have a choice.
Yeah, I'm floating around 3rd state in Lieutenant without using orbs. But yeah, I can't get further than that unless I use orbs, like you said.
I got you.
But yeah, I think they should find a way to treat the vets as well. Because, yeah, we vets are struggling to get orbs.
You're right. Hey, I gotta set this down for 30 seconds. I'll be right back real quick.
Yeah, no worries. But yeah, anyone watching this video and likes these types of videos, these podcast type videos, just let me know, because I like doing these videos. I like discussing the future of Bleach, whether Bleach or just Bleach Brave Souls in general. So let me know how you think of this video. I know it's a bit long.
My apologies.
No worries.
Anyway. But, yeah, I think, we're discussing the whole PvP thing. I think it'd be a good time to transition to the state of PvP. I think that would be one of the last things we need to talk about when it comes to the game. Where do you stand on PvP? Do you still find enjoyment of grinding through the leagues, or does it just feel so watered down and redundant now, or it's not worth it?
Personally, I don't mind it. I am a competitive person, but I think it's based too much on RNG. Like, I've been cucked so hard by soul bombs.
I'd love nothing more than to see it how kind of like Dragon Ball Z, where you have your 3 characters, but you only get to use 1. But make it like live, where, someone posts, like, if I'm in 3rd seat, for example, and I need to do battle, there'll be a list of all the people that are on right now, and you just pick what room to join. Or, like, it'll match you up on just pure luck, what have you, where you guys just sit there and live action fight each other. I think that would be more fun than anything.
Honestly, that would be really, really cool. And I hope Caleb would implement that.
Yeah, but, like, when you start, like, let's say the team is Broken, the OG one, the new Broken, and then Unohana. Whereas I have White Zangetsu, Unohana, and Rukia. I start with Rukia, Breeze Kenpachi, switch to White Zangetsu, just start busting his face up. Switch to Retsu to heal if I need to, switch back. When they die kind of thing. And then last man standing wins. I think that would make it so much more enjoyable. But I understand where having the fight happen live action might be overwhelming for just a mobile server. But I also don't see because other mobile games do it that are less popular than this.
Yeah, I think that would make the game definitely more fun and more strategic as well. Like you want a character who can crowd control,
like,
you want a character who can heal.
I'm a competitive guy at nature too. Like, play basketball. When it comes to gaming, Fortnite, Siege, Smite, whatever it may be, it's always like the games that appeal to me the most aren't just PvE. I like my single player, just casual game. But like competitive is what I strive for. I love to just test my limits, see myself improve over time, putting the time into the game. Whereas in this game, the only way that happens is you see an increased stats and overall DPS numbers. I'd like to see, when it comes to PvP, where if I don't get the soul bomb and I'm running a soul bomb team, I'm pretty much guaranteed a loss.
Yeah.
Or if I'm fighting a not Fullbring, but 1,000-year Toshiro, and he freezes me, there's nothing I can do. I just got to sit there and take the L, lose a ticket, lose my streak, whatever. And I get that's kind of the elements of the whole RNG process and the Brave battles, but it's got to be more consistent, because there's been times where I'll do 2 battles back to back. I can't even get a freeze off, but the enemy's constantly freezing me. The enemy's constantly interrupting my strong attacks first when it doesn't even come to activation time. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's just pure luck.
Yeah, I think the best combination would be the way you said about your PvP system, and as well as the 7 stars where it has more RPG elements, because you can choose to make your character, a staller, a tanky, a character DPS, or you can have a PvP build with your talents, or you can have like a PvE build with your talents. And
right.
The way you change PvP in the way that you said, that's like an amazing mix.
But, I don't see that happening. I just see PvP staying the way it is. But these are my hopes and dreams, I suppose.
Yeah.
Because, I used to love just being in 3rd seat, 4th seat, just grinding my way competitively. I was lucky enough to get Retsu, but where I see as if you don't have her, PvP is a nightmare for you in those higher seats. Like, you're not going to have a good time. You're going to take more L's than you will win. There's really nothing you can do about it. You can't throw like a specific character to counter her. And considering it's all RNG based on what moves happen when, that's kind of the frustrating factor. Because
as well as the instant kills.
If she happens to get her heal off while you're smacking one of her teammates, that little slight heal is enough just to drive the wedge in their favor. That's what turns me off from PvP the most.
Yeah, I know PvP is a bit annoying, but I don't mind it. You know what I mean? I don't hate it as much as other people do. I don't like it like others do.
Yeah, I think I'm just burnt out on. I'm sitting in 8th seat trying to farm easy wins for orbs.
But yeah, I think they should change the PvP rewards. Try and give out more orbs, because I don't want to do 1,000 battles to get 100 orbs. Make it, make some every 100 wins you get like 50 orbs or 25 orbs or whatever.
Right.
Don't make a 1,000 gap.
You just implemented the thing to guild quests where if you clear the first time of the day, you get, a random roll, you can get 10 orbs, you can get a editing brush, whatever. In Brave battles, when you start going on streaks, if they keep it the way it is, you get like a 5-win streak. Just give you a little random. You get a 10 streak, give you a little random roll. Obviously, these won't be, it'll be capped. You can't just sit there, win 5 games, lose a game, win 5 games, and just farm it that way. I think that would break the game a little bit more, considering I could put in the pool. But have it a weekly thing where if you get 100 wins in a row in a week, it should reward you with a pretty hefty reward.
Or even the first 5 tickets that you get for the day. If you do those and get rolls similar to the guild quest, it kind of makes PvP not more fun but more productive.
Right.
Plus, you can do your daily quests as well at the same time.
Exactly. It takes the grind. Grind game, don't get me wrong, but it takes that little subtle grind where it's like, I'm not really feeling PvP this week, there's no point. Whereas, I really want my rewards, so fine, I'll do 15.
Yeah.
I guess it would just motivate people to do PvP more, because I get random requests from people. I see that they have 250 days, but they're still in 10th seats. I don't play PvP. I see that more often than I do people in the higher leagues, or like people are like, "Don't add me if you're third or under third seed." Like, does it really matter that much? The only thing you're getting out of it's like 20 friends points. So, woo.
Yeah, I've seen more people not care about PvP. Like, this is the peak right now of people not caring about PvP.
Yeah, it's at an all-time low, I'd say, when it comes to active. I would say, like, Broken, the original release of Broken, PvP was still fun. But before that, like, before he was released, PvP was at its best.
I think another factor...
You could do anything. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think another factor was that during the Broken days, there was so much variety of characters that you would verse. Now it's just the same characters over and over again. I think that's another factor.
Right, because if you're not using characters, you're not going to have a lot of success.
Yeah.
And that's where the pay-to-win element comes into PvP, and that's where that drives a lot of the 80% of people don't care about it anymore because of that. Because if they don't get them characters, it's not going to be enjoyable for them. They can't, there's nothing they can do. They don't have the variety. They don't have options. It's either pay or hope.
Yeah, exactly. Hope you get Solvom. Yeah, I think overall, throughout this 50-minute talk, I think what I would be happy with would be Tag Team Espadas to counter Unohana, and it's free for everyone to get. 7 stars, because I think 7 stars would rebalance the whole game. Don't make it a power creep like 6 stars. Plus, it's another, orb mine we can do, because we have so much characters that are 6 stars. And don't make the requirements for 7 stars too crazy. Like, just get them to level 200. There's no need for 10 slots, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because then no one will have 7 stars.
Or even if you... it doesn't even have to be 7-star. You could just add 50 more levels. Make everyone 250 instead of level 200. And that would add a little bit more. But I would only want that if they rework the older characters, make them more relevant. And, like the original Shinji or the original Bankai Soifon. Whereas they have like 3 skills to 4 skills at most. Add 2 to 3 more depending on, the level of severity that they need it. Like, because I don't even think Bankai Soifon has anything to increase her damage. I think it's just Flash Step, Double Flash Step, and like Havoc.
Oh, well. Yeah.
But, add Bruiser, or add Frenzy, or add Bombardment, and then give them like 200 attack, whereas I think her fall off would be like 730. It's not the end of the world. It's not going to break anything, but it's going to make her more desirable. Pull an older character even, you're less bummed out about it. Like, I don't have nothing to do with this character's orbs, and they're just going to sit there on my screen, and I'm going to stare at it until the end of the game.
Yeah, and I really like the idea of RPG elements where we can choose. Because right now, whenever characters are released, we see Frenzy is like, alright, automatically, boom, they're an SAD character. They got Flurry, automatically an NAD character. But why not have one, a character be all 3 builds, whether it's Hybrid, NAD, or SAD, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, just revamp co-op and the way we get orbs. I think I'll be happy for all that, to be honest. I know it sounds like a lot, but I hope Caleb, takes that into consideration.
I think for me, if I had to pick 3 things that I desire, rework the older characters, more ways to get orbs, even if it's like fucking, excuse my language, but even if it's like 4-star accessories or 5-star accessories, you level max out to a 5-star accessory, you just get like 10 orbs. It doesn't have to be 25 to 50 like they do with characters. Just a little bit, so when I get something I didn't have before and I'm never going to use it, like Charm of Sheen, I can just get the 4-star one maxed out and get 5 more orbs. I'd be happy with even a little system like that to tide us over until they can kind of address the core issues with how players earn orbs. Because you're going to have to sit there and wait 5 days to get whatever it may be. But and the last thing I think is a PvP and co-op rework, just to make them more enjoyable and more... Like, I don't want to do it more than grinding orbs or doing co-ops with guilds.
Yeah, that sounds good. And even the potions thing, I think I just fixed that and that's it. I'll be happy.
There's just too much stuff to discuss at this point.
I know. But Noctis, thanks for joining and giving your opinions about the game.
Thanks for having me. It was good. Good to discuss some things that have been on my mind this game for a while.
Anytime.
But I'm gonna leave this with one more thing. I'm gonna call it right now. Dark Rupee at the end of the month.
Hopefully she's not too OP because I wanted to save some orbs for Aizen. Manga
You know,
Aizen.
always limit yourself. You know, well, you still have till July until that banner drops. That's when the 3-year anniversary is, and that's when the next Bankai live stream will be.
Thing is, it's step down summons, man. That's the only issue. It's step down.
Oh. Yeah, we could also sit here and talk about 10 minutes about filler banners, step up summons being absolutely garbage compared to the first time they released. We could go on all day, but
yeah, I know. There's so much things like if I was, you know, director or manager at K-Lab, I would change so much stuff in the game.
I think I'd get fired the first day.
Honestly, probably me too. Let's be serious.
I don't want to change too much stuff. They're like, oh no, you're cutting into our profits. Ugh.
Yeah, after all, they are a business.
You know, my goal isn't to care about this game specifically. My goal is to see the rise of Bleach again. That's what I want.
Yeah, I really want the anime to come back as well. And that leads to more stuff in BBS as well.
And I'll be a happy camper. Bleach Brave Souls could continue and could end. I'll be, you know, I'll have my feelings about it, but as long as the anime and the live action movie goes well. And if you guys haven't, that poll that they put on Twitter about, you know, the Dragon Ball Fighters company, go ahead, like that, vote for Bleach so people can see that it's still relevant. Even if they don't end up making the game this year, someone might adapt that and be like, you know, there's a demand of at least 50,000 people that want to see a fighter game or want to see a hack and slash console or PC game for Bleach. It'd be great. It'd be another stepping stone in the right directions for the future of Bleach. But as it stands now, we just don't know. We have to wait until the summer.
I can guarantee you, mate, if they make a new Bleach game on PS4, PC, whatever, I'll be on it straight away.
Absolutely. Especially if it's like a Dynasty Warriors type hack and slash.
With the hollows and stuff, that'd be sick.
Yep. You won't see me on any game for a while. Rip Fortnite.
What's Fortnite when you got a new Bleach game?
Right? But yeah, anyway, I'll let you wrap this up.
Alright, man. Alright, guys, for all of you who enjoyed this video, like and subscribe for more Bleach Brave Souls content. And if you want more of these videos, just let me know, like this video, and hopefully we'll do more. And enjoy the rest of your day, guys.
Take it easy.